Good morning, everybody. So, real quick before you watch this video, couple things. First, sorry it's taken so damn long to get it up. Uh, I've got things going on with work that I'm having to get ready, and on top of that, I'm still figuring out how to use all this tech. So, a couple quick things so that I'm not obligated to throw up a bunch of text and whatnot. And of course, you can read in the description below the corrections I'm made. So first, yes, I do know my shit when it comes to indie film and whatnot. However, I misread an article I found on Mallrats. Is not an independent film. Okay, Clerks was, and then Kevin Smith did actually get studio backing for Mallrats. Now, they did not approach him to create the film. Um, and he was a production company that was a partnership with Universal and somebody else, and I can't remember who it was, but they actually tried to do some studio interference, and Kevin was able to overcome that somehow. So, also, Pan's Labyrinth, not an independent film. Did find that out. So I misspoke on that too. It's out of Spain. The Spanish production company is also known for creating a whole lot of different films and movies over there. So that one's also my bad. But I misspoke on that one. I was thinking Pathfinder, Marcus Nispel. That one actually is an independent film. He was approached to get studio backing, but declined it because, like Black Swan and some of his other movies, he felt that keeping it independent would be better because he would have more creative control over it. So, also, you'll see us kind of struggle a little bit with the comments. There's such a delay. We're still figuring out how to get that so we can interact with y'all better. So until then, just be patient with us. We're still working on that. Both of us are fairly technologically savvy. Both of us are also extremely stupid when it comes to technology. So it's kind of a shit sandwich when you put it all together. So anyway, enjoy this long-awaited episode of Beer and a Movie on Session 9. And we've got more content coming. It is a little slow to get to y'all, but we will get it to y'all. So until then, cheers.
Do we though?
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, did you
I've got us like a full video intro. So let's see if okay, so the session 9 poster is up. So that'll be something we'll need to.
Okay, the session 9 poster. Oh right, yeah, you're right. It is
session
up.
9 poster works. Which I love that poster. I mean, I've been playing through Silent Hill lately. I'm playing through the series again. And so it's almost like I'm in tune with anything that remotely resembles Silent Hill. And this just screams Silent Hill to me.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Except, without the pyramid heads and the, everything.
Right.
Well, yeah, whatever.
Guys, welcome to Beer and a Movie. This is the first time
welcome.
we've been live in a hot minute.
Yeah, or something resembling live
Something
anyway.
resembling live. So, we're doing Twitch and we're on Facebook. We're on my personal Facebook page right now because I don't want to pay Restream money to be able to stream on the Failflix page, but we'll get there.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, the delay on Facebook, between Facebook and Twitch, is fairly enormous.
Oh yeah, it's huge, enormous delay by comparison to what we're seeing. So
yeah,
yeah,
I'm I'm looking at at your mouth moving in 3 different time zones here. It's distracting.
Stop it! Oh, guys, welcome to Beer and a Movie.
Hi.
So, this is the show where we drink beer and talk about movies. There might be some bitching involved.
Yeah.
Usually on
Oh,
Wes's end if the movie's really bad, which 10 times out of 11 it will be. So, this episode was originally going to be the Loch Ness Horror, but Wes complained. And he's got a valid point because 10 really shitty movies in a row. Like, I have tortured this man.
yeah, and we go by the Rick and Morty rule. Every 10th adventure I get to pick.
Yeah.
So, because I am Morty in real life. So,
So I picked Session 9, which, I
yeah,
mean, it's a good movie. So
sort of,
there's a change. Oh God, here you
sort of,
go.
sort of. I mean,
So
it was all right compared to what we normally watch. It was like,
yeah.
worlds better.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Yeah, compared to what we normally watch, this is an Academy qualifier.
yeah.
But just if you guys enjoy watching us and hanging out with us, send us a tip. Give us beer money. It's paypal.me/failflix. And I mean, there's no like set dollar amount. So I don't, but every little bit we can buy more beer and do more videos. And any of the beer we buy will be set aside just for Beer and a Movie. We will
Hmm.
not drink it outside of Beer and a Movie. Um,
As far as you know.
as far as you know. Wes, what are you drinking tonight?
Yeah, well, I'm kind of breaking our little, beer and
Combo breaker.
yeah, well, I kind of didn't have any beer that was actually worth drinking for any of this, so I went to the Scotch cabinet instead. And Jim, you'll appreciate this. Got a little bit of Scapa here. Um,
So he's gonna get loud,
Scapa.
y'all.
Oh, I'm not. So, this is Scapa, the Orcadian. It's bottled in the Orkney Islands, 2 miles from where Highland Park Distillery is. So you've heard of Highland Park. You probably haven't heard of Scapa. It's delicious. Um,
Yes.
this is the Glanza, not the Skirin. Not that any of you, except for Jim Nettles, probably, know what that is.
Where's that 100-year-old stuff you had,
It's not 100 years old. It's
or something
just
like that?
it's a very rare bottled Scapa, and it is still downstairs because I don't want to kill the whole thing quite yet.
I need
It
to
was a
help you with
wedding.
that.
It was a wedding gift from my friend Magnus, who actually lives 2 miles from the Scapa distillery and can get such things. So, yes, it's his fault that I drink so much of this, and yeah, thanks, Magnus. Appreciate it.
I am
Cheers.
drinking Dragon's Milk. It's a go-to for me. It's 11% bourbon barrel aged stout. Um, so that's what's in the Iron Maiden glass this evening.
Nice.
I'm kind of an Iron Maiden fan.
No, no, Jason. I mean, from the poster on your wall and the shirt you're wearing, and the tattoo that you have, and in an unmentionable place.
Yeah, when things get exciting, it spells out the whole band name. So in case you haven't noticed by now, this is not for kids. So if you're under the age of, oh hell, Wes, I don't know, we might be too young for this shit. Session 9.
Yeah.
So indie film um, is a lot bigger than a lot of people think, and it's surprising how many independent films, particularly in horror, people have seen and not realized that they're watching an independent film. One prime example is District 9, was an independent film. And
Yeah.
what all an independent film means is that it's not funded and backed financially by a major studio. It was however they got the money is how they got the money. If they found a sugar mama or a good producer. Uh, in the case of Kill Giggles, it's from Mad One's Films. It's being distributed by Lionsgate, but it's not
Yeah,
made under that studio.
I mean, hell, Clerks was an indie film.
Clerks was indie. Mallrats was indie.
Mallrats was
Um,
not indie.
oh no, dude, Mallrats was indie. It was who distributed it. And Miramax distributed it, but it was
Yeah,
still View Askew.
no, dude. Mallrats was not indie. It had studio backing. It was
Did it?
it was yeah.
I thought he didn't get studio backing until like Dogma, or
No, no, dude.
huh? So
No, dude.
there you go.
Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma, those were all
But the original
theatrical.
Halloween was independent.
Yeah.
The original Friday the 13th was independent. Um, the original Texas Chainsaw, and even today, I'm pretty sure Pan's Labyrinth was independent. Um, I think
Um,
it was. It was out of Spain. Um,
well, I mean, it was Guillermo del Toro, dude. I
yeah, but
mean,
that doesn't. The director doesn't mean it's not independent. I mean,
I'm gonna check it.
check on that because I pulled up a list of surprise indies the other day, and I want to say that one came up because it
Mm,
has to do with the studios, not the directors. But this one was definitely independent. In fact, I don't even know if it got a theatrical release. Session 9. I think it was a straight to
uh,
video.
Probably not. I mean, it's when was Session 9 released?
2001.
Okay, so David Caruso would not have been CSI Miami quite yet.
Mm-mm.
So
No,
he was still kind of struggling, you know.
inexpensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because post CSI Miami, I'm sure he would have cost a lot more than they were willing to pay.
Yeah, well, I mean, after NYPD Blue and him trying to be a movie star and that just not happening.
I will say
Uh,
this about David Caruso. No, he is a fantastic actor. Nobody plays David Caruso quite like David Caruso. He's okay. So before we get into nitpicking this movie apart, Session 9 is about it is a horror movie. Duh. It is about a group of professional asbestos disposal workers. They've picked up a contract getting asbestos out of a asylum, and it's easily a 2 or 3 week job. They bid it for 1 week, so they got a week to get this place cleared out, and it's huge. So they get in there, they start clearing it out. Right off the jump, you can tell something's up with Gordy, the main character. David Caruso is his second in command. Phil. You also have Hank, who is boning Phil's like ex-wife or girlfriend or something of that nature. You have Gordy's nephew Jeff, and then you have Mike, who is the brains of the group and the super curious one, and he is the one that discovers the taped sessions of a patient with split personality disorder down in the basement and starts listening to the tapes obsessively. And that's kind of where the movie takes a turn for the dark, because it counts down the sessions as he goes, and the higher the number, the last session is session 9, and the further he gets into it, the worse things start getting around the asylum. And I don't know if I really want to spoil it for him. Do
no,
I?
you should.
I
No, you
shouldn't.
shouldn't.
I
You really
shouldn't.
shouldn't because I mean that's really the whole. If you spoil it, then nobody's really going to want to watch it because I got to warn you, the last 30 minutes of the movie are really great. The lead up to it is a really, really slow burn.
Now, here's the difference between though a slow burn and a drag. Okay, a slow burn, yes, it's taking its time, it's building, it's building, it's building, but it still manages to stay somewhat interesting. There is a level of interest to continue on. A drag, you're literally watching the clock or clicking on the video every now and then to see how much fucking longer you have in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, it kept my attention.
Yeah.
So I
It's
mean,
not boring.
yeah, I'm not saying that it really drug so much, although it did sort of drag in a couple of places, but I mean, that's nitpicky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so yeah, okay, it was a good movie, Jason, with flaws. Okay.
Well, what good movie doesn't have flaws? Dude, the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Nancy's running, trying to run out of the house. She set booby traps all over the place. Freddy falls down the stairs, and you see the stunt person land on the mattress that they've put on the staircase. You see it flop up. Hellraiser, when they're chasing Kirsty with the monster, if you look at the monster, you can actually see the dude behind the cart wheeling the monster down the hallway after her. I mean, both excellent, iconic films, and
I don't mean that kind of flaw, you know.
well, there's storytelling flaws, but
Yeah, I mean the pacing could have been tighter in some of the places.
Yeah.
I mean that's all I'm really saying.
yeah,
And I know you're trying to establish character beats in some of it, but yeah, it just yeah, some of it just they could have trimmed some fat out of this movie. It didn't really need to be, what was it, 2 hours and 10 minutes or an hour 40, something like that.
it was an hour 45, somewhere in that neighborhood. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, it was something like an hour and a half, hour 45. It wasn't long. There's times when it feels longer. Um, but I'll say that as slow of a burn as it is, the ending is a serious payoff.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the ending's great, which, definitely do not want to spoil it at all.
no,
'Cause,
no.
it's
It's one of those endings like you're just sitting there going, damn.
yeah, I
Um,
mean, it's just yeah, it really does pay off in the end.
and there's nuances that if you so in this the issue that I have with some of the slow burn is that if you're not, the writing is pretty tight, and that in a way that kind of works against it because, just hear me out, if you're not hanging on to every word, you're going to miss something.
Yeah,
And just like reading a book where there's times you just skim over, the excess ands and buts and whatever, and movies can be the same way. You may maul stare out for a second on some dialogue that you're just kind of writing off, and then something will happen, and you're like, where the hell did that come from?
yeah.
The character Craig that shows up in the film, we were watching it on Netflix Party, which, by the way, we are going to do more often, so stay tuned for that, and I'll give you details towards the end. One of the people we were watching with goes, so this guy just shows up out of nowhere, and I had to say, well, no, they mentioned, like, in what seems like a throwaway line a few scenes ago, that they had called him in and that he would be in the next day, and he's just showing up for work.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even a throwaway. I mean, it was part of organic conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, I took your advice. I called the guy. He'll be here tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like,
But
you know,
there's so much organic conversation. The way that we usually watch movies, it can be easy to tune out what we're perceiving to be throwaway dialogue.
yeah.
And I think that's where the confusion set in. Um, oh, cool! I can see your trash can. You pay your bills.
No, just trying
So
to set up my camera and not show you so much crap.
the
There you go.
so let's talk about the good stuff first. You cannot say this movie visually looks bad.
No,
I
it was
think
shot.
that the
It was shot
cinematography
really
looks great.
Yeah.
Some of the drone shots they did of the asylum, the outdoor shots where you've got the generator in the foreground and the building in the background, sun coming in and out, the rooftop shots, everything looked great. They shot on location, so that actually is a real asylum that you can go out and visit. David Caruso actually spoke about it in an interview. He said it was part of what made the shoot so difficult was there were areas of the asylum they could not go to. They were completely closed off because it was too much of a hazard. So, I thought that when it came to acting, I thought the guy playing Gordy, Peter Mullen, I thought he did an okay job.
Yeah, he
Um,
did. Except for that the weird accent coming in and out. It's
well,
like part of the fun.
he's Scottish,
Yeah.
and I think he was trying at times to do an Irish accent or maybe mask it totally and go American.
Yeah,
I
and it
don't
didn't
know.
really work.
No.
He was trying to do Massachusetts, and it didn't really. No, he was clearly. I mean, very much top of the morning to you, and in some of the
Yeah.
places, and talking straight American in some of the other places, and it's just.
Right.
Um, yeah, it was strange.
Oh yeah, it could have been. Hey Blue, we miss you too. Uh, I Josh Lucas is in it. He played Hank, the asshole you're supposed to love to hate to love. He was a lot of fun. He's a dick. He
Mm,
really is. But he's the kind of dick like you want to see what he's gonna say next. You had the kid playing Jeff, Brendan Sexton. He was in. Trevor said he was in what movie?
I don't know.
Empire Records. He was a
Oh yeah,
shoplifter
no,
in Empire Records.
yeah, it was in Empire Records.
Yeah. And then you had Mike, who was my favorite character. Um, Low key smart. He was actually studying to go to law school, and he was the curious one. And through the course of the film, he starts getting desperate to listen to these tapes that he's found to the point where he's purposefully tripping breakers and whatnot so he can go reset the breaker and listen to the tape some more, skipping lunch breaks. And I thought he played that well. Um, Craig wasn't on screen long enough to really have an opinion. David Caruso. So I reiterate, David Caruso is a fantastic actor. Nobody can play David Caruso quite like David Caruso.
That's
He's the
correct.
same character in everything he does.
Hmm.
Like the only difference between him and Horatio in CSI Miami is Horatio doesn't say fuck.
Yeah. And the character who was playing in this one didn't wear sunglasses.
Yes, that
That
was
was
it. Um, I mean, it. There were times where it worked fine for the personality of the character, that you learn through the lines, through the dialogue. But there were times it's just like, okay, any minute he's going to pull a black light out and find semen all over the place because in CSI, no matter what kind of crime it is, there's going to be semen at the crime scene. They're going to pull a black light out. It could be a 50-car pileup on the interstate, and CSI will show up because someone suspected foul play, and they're going to take a black light to the asphalt and find seminal fluid.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought the kid that played Jeff did a good job. He was an annoying kid.
Hmm.
Um, but the one that really stands out was Gordon, Peter Mullen.
Yeah.
I think he was probably he really carried the film. The sound on it was fantastic. Wasn't I'm tired. The soundtrack wasn't overpowering. The effects weren't overpowering. I thought they mixed it well. Um, but as far as the negatives go, I mean, Wes did kind of nail it. if you're, yeah, the Blue just made a good point. She said, "I love the movie, but the movie is clear cut, us versus not us, and most people are uncomfortable knowing that it's a shout out via skin." I don't know what.
Yeah, I'm trying to translate that too.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm looking back through the comments. Um, I would say this movie's probably anything but clear cut. At times, if you're, and that kind of goes back to the dialogue, if you're not hanging on to every line, the story can seem kind of convoluted. So when it ties it up at the end and you have that oh shit moment, if you haven't really just kept glued to it, it doesn't hit you as hard.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that, there's something wrong with Gordy.
Yeah.
And you can tell that,
He's
you
having
know,
issues at home. Something's up. Um,
but then it goes deeper, and then it
yeah.
goes deeper, and then it goes deeper, and then it
And
goes
you
deeper.
you start the twist is one of those things like you see it coming, but you don't like. Have you ever had a twist ending where like okay, uh, that's a twist ending. I knew that, but I didn't see that coming. I didn't know it was going to be like that.
Hmm.
That's how this movie rolls. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah,
yeah,
definitely a fantastic film. I was excited to show Wes to show you this.
yeah. And like I said, the last 30 minutes of the movie were a great movie.
Hmm.
The first hour and 10 minutes, I mean, it was all set up, and most of it was necessary, I think. But you know, it, I think it could have been tighter.
I
That's really my only complaint. You know.
I want to say that the way that this story is told, the feel of this movie is it's folk horror. I would probably call it folk horror, which tends to be a slow burn building up to a oh holy shit ending, which then in turn makes the rest of the film just absolutely terrifying. Case in point, The Wicker Man, classic folk, the real one, not the Nicolas Cage Walmart brand knockoff that we got. Um, that one was a slow burn, slow burn, slow burn, and then holy shit. Thus making the rest of the movie kind of, eh. I felt like this kind of had that vibe to it. I felt like there were some nods to Jacob's Ladder and just a lot of the visuals, a lot of the scenery in the film, a lot of the mind jobbiness that you see in Gordon. He's a new dad. He's going through the new dad stresses, and he and his wife are having problems, and it just plays out more and more with this. The Wes, who was your
Yes, sir.
favorite character?
Um, I mean, I actually liked the character of the multiple personality disorder
She
person.
was fantastic.
Yeah, because she was
Yes,
doing like four very distinctly different voices, and I'm not sure it was the same actor, but I'm
it
pretty
was.
sure it was the same actor.
It was the same
Um,
actress.
yeah,
I
and
I
she did
don't
a
know who did the final voice, but I know that for the other ones it was her, and she did a fantastic job. And that was a performance that she could just phone in because all they did was record it and play it back. So you can find this movie on Netflix. It's streaming there. I don't know if it's on Amazon. I didn't look. Um, but we are going to start doing more Netflix parties. So here's how that works. You have to have Netflix. You have to have Google Chrome. Add the Netflix party extension to Google Chrome. Put in the link that we give you on movie night. Viola, you're in watching the movie and you're able to chat with us live while we watch. The next movie we do is not on Netflix. it was hidden away in the lower bowels of YouTube, and Jerry Chandler managed to get it to us. But at least it's the Commander USA cut, which is just beautiful.
So you are going to force me to do this?
Yeah, it's Commander USA.
No, I get it's no, I get it's Commander USA, and everything around the movie is probably going to be entertaining as hell.
Yeah, the movie is
But
not.
no, the movie, no.
The movie is absolutely not.
Why do you hate me?
I don't. I think it's great.
Yeah. By the way, Session 9 is on Amazon to rent.
Okay.
And yeah, you're renting an HD for $3.99, buying for $15. No.
You know what? So it looked really good in HD on Netflix. If you're a physical media hound, I'm sure the Blu-ray is cheap, so go ahead and get it. I mean, it's shot really well. So it's not one of those things where, okay, they got the cheapest camera they could find and then they did like an HD upscale through Adobe or something. No, they really did a bang up job. So if you're gonna watch it on Blu-ray, it's gonna look fantastic. It looks great on Netflix. So either way it rolls. The first time I watched it, I actually watched it in the living room on my sound system, and if you can watch it in surround sound, that really is the way to watch this movie. There is shit going on all over the place. Every channel's doing something. So they really did go balls to the wall with it, I have to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you like hanging out with us and you're feeling froggy and want to buy us beer, just make sure you hit the PayPal link and send us some beer money. We'll keep you in the loop on any further Netflix parties we watch. I intend to do some streaming on the regular Failflix stuff as well, just because it's easier than me sitting here trying to edit a bunch of video all the time. I will get the intro movie working. That will be a thing. So, Wes, final thoughts, jokes, dirty limericks.
There once was a guy from Nantucket.
Yeah, that was you.
No, I'm not from Nantucket.
No, but I'm looking at your beard. It does have some length to it.
And on that bombshell,
drink more, Wes. It eases the pain.
that's a true statement.
Yes.
I don't know.
No, go ahead.
I don't know. I like the movie. I think you should watch the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should not watch the Loch Ness Horror, which he's about to unleash upon me. And yeah.
You're going to make Nicole watch it too. That's what's sad. That is on you, sir. That is on you.
No.
Oh,
no.
She chooses to watch the shit with you?
Yes.
Did she watch Session 9 with you?
No. Well, because we were doing Netflix party, I don't have a way to put that up, put it up on the TV easily.
Oh, okay. I thought you just jack your laptop into it or something.
Well, I mean, I could do that, but I'm lazy, so.
As we both are.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We enjoy it as always. We hope we were at least remotely entertaining. And until next time.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers, y'all.